In gun safety news, Illinois has now become the ninth state across America to pass an assault bans weapon and take bold action to keep weapons of war off America's street.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Illinois passing legislation to ban quote-unquote assault weapons. Now, I don't really know what an assault weapon is. Y'all let me know in the comments if you can figure that part out, because anything you use to assault someone is an assault weapon. If I take this phone and I bust you upside your head with it, that is an assault weapon because I use a thing, an instrument, an object to assault you. Therefore, assault weapon, right? That's the way that my mind thinks, but maybe I'm wrong. I think the average normie, the average mouth breather out there would think about an AR-15, some scary looking gun. That's an assault weapon. But really, when you get down into the actual definitions of it, Americans don't really have access to actual quote unquote assault weapons like military type. I'm talking about fully auto, big crazy guns, anti-aircraft RPG. You don't really have access to these kind of weapons. You have access to your regular semi-automatic handguns, rifles, etc. And I think the assault weapons ban wants to target those regular everyday guns that most Americans own. I would say 90% of Americans own a semi-automatic weapon, whether it be a magazine-fed handgun or a magazine-fed rifle such as an AR or some other brown-looking rifle that does not look as scary as an AR-15, but has the same shooting capacity. Now, before I go any further, let's get into an article from Axios. And of course, everything I'm talking about right now will be in the description if you want to read it for yourself. But let's get through the article to get some more information about what's happening and the assault bans weapon, or excuse me, the assault weapons ban. Shout out to Corinne Jean-Pierre. Anyway, so you see already what's going on right here with the picture they're using, right? From Axios Chicago, you see the headline, Illinois bans military-style weapons. And there it goes, the scary looking rifle, okay? Magazine-fed, stock on the end, looks very, very scary, but it ain't nothing but a rifle. You pull the trigger one time, one bullet comes out, okay? You, as an American, are not really going to be able to access a fully automatic weapon legally. Guys on the street, however, have fully automatic weapons. They put those little devices on the back of a Glock called a switch, which are totally illegal, but somehow all these guys in the hood have them. They have the guns they obtain illegally, the ammo they obtain illegally, the magazines they obtain illegally, and the fully automatic switch they obtain illegally. But you, as a regular citizen, you can pretty much confine to a slingshot or some kind of homemade little instrument to defend yourself against these heavily armed miscreants in society. But let's continue with the article. Illinois lawmakers have banned the sale, manufacturing, or delivery of military-style weapons and will require current gun owners register them. Now, I don't know how that's going to go. You're going to go door to door and be like, hey, Mr. Second Amendment enthusiast, former military, veteran with an arsenal of weapons. Let's register all your weapons. And what's the point of registering these guns? What's the purpose? So you want to come back and try to take them by force, knock on the door? Mr. Logan, we know that you have X, Y, and Z guns in your house. Let's go ahead and come on in and take them. I think not. You're going to have a very hard time doing that. And what is military style weapon? Can we look that up? I just want to see if they have anything here. This is a full article. I think maybe they may not say exactly what that is. Maybe I can get back to the other article and they'll tell me. And to continue, the article reads, why it matters. Legislation comes 6 months after a gunman used a legally purchased assault weapon to murder 7 and injure dozens at the 4th of July parade in Highland Park. Illinois becomes the ninth state to adopt a version of the ban when Governor J.B. Pritzker signed it into law on Tuesday. So here's a question for Illinois, all right? You know where the city of Chicago is? It's in a little state called Illinois. Now, do you think the majority of these murders, these gangland murders, regular civilian murders, carjackings, kidnappings, and whatnot, do you think these murders are done with legally obtained weapons or no? What is the percentage of violent crime committed with legally obtained weapons? Y'all let me know in the comments, because I'm ignorant to that particular statistic, and I think having that number will let us know about what's really going on in our society. But let's continue. Between the lines, votes for the measure split largely among party lines, with almost every Democrat voting for it and every Republican against, with a notable exception. Outgoing GOP Minority Leader Rep. Jim Durkin voted for the measure before resigning Tuesday. The only Republican, yes. Crazy. Yeah, he's got to go. In the Senate, 4 Democrats voted no and 3 abstained. All right. So here's a tweet from J.B. Pritzker, the screenshot of a tweet, and he says, "I'm tired of living in a world where a mass shooting needs a title so you know which one we're referring to. I just signed the Protect Illinois Communities Act, which immediately bans the sale and distribution of assault weapons, high-capacity magazines, and switches in Illinois." Well, those are already illegal, right? The switches. I've not known those to be legal at all at any place in the United States. So that's something happening. And I don't think the name of the act makes a lot of sense. Protect Illinois Communities Act. I don't think so. Because when you're talking about limiting access to weapons for everyday people, they're going to be more at risk of being harmed by those who wish them harm. But let's continue. Zoom in. House Speaker Chris Welch called the ban one of the strongest in the nation Tuesday. The law bans the sale of dozens of assault weapons, including the AR-15 weapon used by the Highland Park gunman, and allows state police to add to that list in the future. Restricts high-capacity magazines to 10 rounds for long guns and 15 for handguns. Okay. So that's kind of backwards, ain't it? I think it would be the other way around. Whatever. That's pretty strange. But anyway, requires current owners of prohibited weapons register them with state police, expedites universal background checks. Of note, an earlier proposal seeking to raise the eligibility age for firearm ownership identification cards was dropped. What they're saying, the law will help save lives and reduce trauma inflicted upon communities across our state. Protect Illinois Communities President Becky Carroll said after the bill's passage, that's something we can all be proud of. The other side, House Republicans contend the law is unconstitutional and won't reduce violent crime. Outgoing State Senator Darren Bailey warned that millions of other gun owners in this state will not comply. And I think that is ultimately what's going to happen here. A lot of people aren't going to comply. I've seen some things, some tweets and whatnot. Maybe I'll place those in the box of local police in certain counties in the state saying they're not going to enforce this, because really at a certain point it's kind of unenforceable. How are you going to go in somebody's home and say, hey man, you have guns in here, or maybe you have guns in here, we need you to put them on registry, or you're not going to be able to own, or like, I guess they can enforce the whole selling part, but ownership of high capacity magazines and ARs, I mean, nah. Back when I had guns, because all my guns got lost in a tragic boating accident. Shout out to Coley on the Wall for that particular line. But back when I had guns, I had all those kind of guns, right? Your AR, your handgun, your shotgun, rifle, like whatever you need. I'm not going to tell you what I have. If you don't know, you don't know. I can't help you on that one. I'm not going to be here to help you. So no, I'm not going to put them on the registry. No, I'm not going to comply with any of those laws. If I had those guns, I'm not saying that I do, but if I did, I wouldn't be able to do it. And I think a lot of people in this country are going to feel the same way. So really, it's unenforceable. And the police out there feel the same way that we do. So they're not going to enforce a thing that's unenforceable and that they would not want enforced upon themselves. So no, this does not make any sense. It's not going to make communities safer. Most of the violent crime is committed with illegally obtained weapons by criminal actors. Simple. And if you want to protect yourself against the criminal actors, which is going to be where the majority of the crime comes from, repeat criminal actors are going to be the ones terrorizing regular everyday people. And those people need guns to protect themselves from that element. All you're going to do right now is make that process more difficult. You're going to make a law-abiding gun owner a criminal rather than targeting the already existing criminals in your state. It's simple as that. This law, this bill is completely bogus, and I stand on that, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with this act from Illinois? protect communities and trying to ban quote unquote AR-15s? Like, what's the actual purpose? What's the actual reason? Will this help at all? Will it not help? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This will not help one bit. It's pretty obvious what's going on. This is a gun grab, and I'm not in favor of any kind of gun grab at all. Okay, sorry, not sorry. No apologies from me whatsoever. If you want to protect communities, you need to have people become more armed and trained with firearms, and also maybe try to, fund some of the police out there rather than defunding the police and letting criminals get off the hook, slaps on the wrist, light sentences, no convictions. Rather than doing that, go harder on the criminals and allow your regular people more freedom and liberty. Doesn't that make more sense? I think we're kind of going in the opposite direction. You're rewarding the criminals, giving them a leg up, and penalizing your law-abiding citizens. That makes no sense. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.